Hello, my name is Amy Wilson and I am the CEO of Safety Positive Foundation. This is our new YouTube channel and I just want to welcome you. I also want to encourage you to check out our first video that we uploaded. It is my friend Zachary Snow and he is jumping off a tower in Vegas. It's got like a zip line thing and he is addressing his fears and jumping off an 800-foot building. So that is kind of what we do here at Safety Positive. We are addressing your fears when it comes to your personal safety and security. Sometimes it's jumping off an 800-something foot building. Other times it's having a conversation about your personal safety and security. So we just, thought we'd throw that out there right there in the beginning of the conversation. Now, my name, again, is Amy Wilson. I am the CEO, the founder, all that fun stuff. We are a non-for-profit. We do serve the blind and visually impaired community. Our mission is to serve as a guide for those seeking to take a proactive approach towards their personal safety and security and de-escalate their fears at the same time. Now, that's our mission. Now, why is this important though? So before we get into what is it we do and why do we do it, we first want you to understand why is it important what we do, which means we've got to really understand what the problem is. And to do that, we really got to dig into the dark side of the personal safety world of the blind community. Those are some scary numbers, so please buckle up and understand it does get dark. Now, when we're looking at the statistics, a lot of these come from the Department of Justice. Some of these come from my personal experience and the conversations that I've had with people over my 30 years of experience as a blind and visually impaired person and as a survivor. So, individuals with disabilities are 3 times more likely to be victims of violent crimes. Individuals with disabilities are 7 to 8 times more likely to be victims of sexual assault or rape. We are, as blind, visually impaired women, about 4 out of 5 of us are victims of rape or sexual assault. 15 to 16 times more likely to be addicted to drugs or alcohol. Now, my thought is, with that 15 to 16 times more likely, maybe, just maybe, we're self-medicating with all the crimes against us. That's just a theory. Maybe that's my my psychology and social work degrees talking there. But when we don't have the therapy offered to us, or the education and how to keep ourselves protected, that's just a good theory of mine. And so the other things that I've heard is we're grabbed without consent. We have been threatened to leave on the side of the road if we advocate for ourselves when we're going on a trip. We've had resources denied to us if we speak up for ourselves. We've been verbally degraded. We've been physically abused, choked, raped, molested, sexually assaulted. The list goes on, and it makes my stomach turn to think of the stories that I've heard over the years. It really does. As somebody who has worked in the personal safety space for 10 years, both within the blind community and not, I have heard stories that are just appalling. And I've also experienced my own stories over the last 30 years and can tell you that I'm done with them. I'm here to tell you that Safety Positive Foundation is here to say, the blind community is here to say we're done with being public property. We're done with having people come up and grab us and act like they know what's best for us. We're done with having blindness as a barrier for us having access to public or to personal safety and security education and training. And so that's what Safety Positive Foundation is all about, is making sure that blind people have access to personal safety and security information and training. Now, who the hell am I to do this? As I said, I'm a survivor. I have a bachelor's degree in psychology and in social work. I have 10 years of experience in that space. And so I also have an awesome team behind me. And so getting into our mission is we want to serve. And so we're serving blind and visually impaired individuals. We're serving those who work with the blind and visually impaired, and we want to serve those who are wishing to take a proactive approach. So it's a combination of those different things. Now, the team that I have, it's a small team, but our team is truly dedicated to serving people. We've been serving people for years. It's at the core of who we are. It really, it's genuine. Like, it's not been about making money for us. If we were about making money, I'm telling you, we would not be in a non-for-profit. We'd be making way more money. But we genuinely care about people learning personal safety skills. It's really at the core of who we are. We really want to serve. And so that's the first part of our mission, serve. We serve as a guide. So the guide part is we want to be a guide for those coming into the organization. We're not going to pretend that we're a super expert or anything like that. We know what we know, but we're not going to act like we're a superior above you. We want to assist you. We're going to, I guess, maybe hold your hand on it, but we're not going to baby you about it either. We're not going to act like, it's all sunshine and rainbows and lollipops and unicorns, because that's not how the world is. It's not. The world, as a blind person, the world is going to take its pound of flesh from you, and we want to make sure that you understand that and that we're here for you, but it's up to you to take those steps, and we're going to be there to pick you back up when you fall, and we're going to be there to kick you in the butt when you need it too, because we all do from time to time. That's okay. Lord knows I've needed it from time to time. Okay, so we serve as a guide for those seeking to take a proactive approach. So proactive means we're making a plan. We want you to help make a plan. You're being proactive. So making a plan. Sometimes people need need a guide in making a plan. Okay, so that's all we're looking at. So when we're talking about personal safety and security, though, there's a big bucket in the personal safety and security space. So when we're looking at personal safety and security, we're looking at, one, we have a safety positive orientation where we're going to teach you the safety positive philosophy and mindset, because there's a lot that goes into that. It really has to do with your personal mindset. We don't want that victim mentality. Get that out of here, because a victim mentality is definitely not a proactive approach. So there's that piece. So you have our orientation. We're going to have some verbal craft training to set you up with some real concrete strategies on what to say in those situations when people are grabbing instead of asking. Can I get a holla if you hear me? And then we have our guide/consulting service for helping you to find some local and virtual resources for personal safety and security. Local might be a little challenging, but we got you back on the virtual, because personal safety is just too dang important to be leaving it to chance. And we know the language to talk to those different people. We want to make sure that you're finding places that are blind friendly and all those good pieces. We also have free resources, of course. We're having weekly tea time discussions on Zoom, where each week we're having different discussions. Our first one starts on March 13th. I'm so excited. It's going to be great. So every Monday, tea time discussions. You're going to find lots of content on YouTube here, or TikTok, or different social media channels. And then we have our own private community on the Mighty Network that you're going to be able to find different resources and discussions and wonderful pieces like that within that. Very exciting stuff. And then as our organization grows over time, we're going to build in more trainings, more resources. It's going to be great. We're just setting the foundation for how this organization is going to grow, because communication is key. If you can't be able to speak up for yourself when you're in an interaction with somebody, the chances of you being able to perform a technique are slim to none. So being able to really build that strong communication skill is essential for good personal safety. So our next part is that de-escalating fears. So how would you de-escalate fears? It's through training and practice. And we're going to offer that in our weekly tea times and so many other trainings. So we want to give you that training. We're going to offer it through the guiding and consulting. It's going to be there. Now, one of my favorite ones is time. So we've gotten to that last part in our mission. So we're serving as a guide for a proactive approach for personal safety and de-escalating fears at the same time. So time is the thing when it comes to being proactive. Like, it doesn't happen overnight. It didn't happen with me. It took me over a year to really get into the swing of a proactive approach. Now, the thing about time is life is like a bank account. You're only going to get out of it what you put into it. Now, I'm going to say that one more time. Life is like a bank account. You're only going to get out of it what you put into it. So what type of time are you going to invest into your personal safety? I know I put time into my personal safety every day. Now, at first, it only started with 5 minutes, but now I'm putting in maybe 50 minutes. So it's whatever time you want, but that choice is ultimately yours. And we just want to help to be a part of that journey for you. We want to be supportive, and we want to be there for you. And we offer that through many different ways. But again, we just want to be there for you and be a resource and be a guide. So hopefully this has inspired you to maybe get a little more curious on your personal safety. Maybe you're thinking, I really want to learn more. Subscribe, share with your friends. You can always reach out to me. You can email me at safetypositive and the letters FDN@gmail.com. So FDN is short for foundation. Again, that email is safetypositivefdn@gmail.com. You can email me. We can chat. We can arrange a time. Happy to talk with anybody. You can email me to say, hey, I want to get the link to join your tea time. It's absolutely free. If you have an organization and you want them to be a part of the tea time, anybody's welcome to join. Even if you're not blind and you're just like, hey, I want to be proactive, you're welcome. Bring it on in. Like, more the merrier. So we welcome those who are willing to be proactive and be respectful for those who are blind and visually impaired. So keep it proactive and keep it safety positive. And until we post again, we love you and safety positive, people.